Okay, welcome back. Tweet us out at Richard_Kenya, at KUTV Kenya. The hashtag is Biashara Tuesday, the hashtag Rise Today. I'll be looking at that and also to see what you guys are saying with the conversations we're having here. We are discussing investment, right? So I'm joined here by Michael from Centromere. I'll allow him to introduce himself and also tell us what a programs manager really does over there at Centromere. But also because there's a very interesting program that he has been involved in. I don't know whether it's currently running, called the Centromere Campus Edition, and as well as the Centromere Teens Bootcamp programs. We'll be looking at that, so get your teens and your campus students out so that they can hear some bits of this. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Richard.
Right.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I understand it's not your first time here.
It's not my first rodeo. It's
Right.
it's my second time, and I was just telling you, first time I was here, I was interviewed by Noah.
Yeah, Noah
Kipkemboi, yeah.
Right. Back then, used to hold down this show.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for allowing us to have you back again.
No worries. Also, thank you also for inviting me again.
All right, definitely. You are. I'll begin with that very difficult question that I had. You are a programs manager.
Yes.
At Centromere. I hope that's the correct.
Yes, programs manager at Centromere. That's correct.
Right.
Richard.
What does a programs manager do?
From the title itself, I manage programs.
Right.
But anyway, I'm the programs manager at Centromere. That means I am in the programs department, and what we do at the programs department, we are the people who've been charged at Centromere with coming up with the content that we put out there. Maybe in our classes, on our social media handles, on our and even on interviews like this. So that's mainly what I do. And then also there's also the admin work at the back, but I enjoy this.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoy this too. So it's good to be in the same space with you.
Great.
One of those programs I understand, of course, is, as I've mentioned, the Centromere Campus Edition.
Yes, Richard.
And the Centromere Teens Bootcamp program.
Yes.
Please tell us a bit about that, and if it's currently running, how can people get involved?
All right, great. Thank you. So at Centromere, let me take it from the top, Richard. Right?
Yeah.
There might be people who are watching and they don't know what who Centromere is. They've never heard about us. So let me take it from the top, if I may.
Right, definitely, no problem.
So Centromere, have you ever heard about Centromere before?
Yeah, I associated with investment.
All right.
I have seen your offices where they are, but past that, I don't think I've actually interacted with Centromere. Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned investments, and that's one of the things that we do. We train people on investments, but mostly what we do at Centromere, we are a wealth creation training company. So we train people on how they can create wealth, and we have identified 3 areas that you can create wealth. The first one being your personal finances. How you can budget for your money, how you can be saving, how you can be investing, how you can protect your investments. That's personal finance management. That's one way that you can create wealth. Another way is through business. And we have a program called Centromere Entrepreneur, and it is for people who are in business, right? And then we also have discovered that there are people who are going to create wealth in the career direction, in the career path. They're not going to be business people, they're going to be employed, right?
Right.
So we also have a program called Centromere Career Hub, right? Great. And then we have, for the young guys in between 17 to 24, we have the Centromere Campus Edition, which is a mix and match of everything that we do at Centromere, because we believe that guys in campus, they need this knowledge. They need the knowledge on personal finance management, that is how to save, how to invest, right? How to go through their debt, how they can calculate how much their goals will cost in future, and then also investments, and then also after we've talked about the personal finance, we go now talk about businesses, right? And then also we have a class on entrepreneurship, right? So the Centromere Campus Edition program is a wholesome program for guys in university, guys who are just joining uni, and guys who just left uni, and it's I believe it's a good head start, right? For guys who are now coming out into the world, right? Yeah. So I'd advise anyone who is between the ages of 17 and 24 to check us out, Centromere Campus Edition. Yeah.
How long ago did you begin the campus edition, especially?
Campus edition has been there for quite a while. It should be Centromere. We are now in existence for I think 12 years. So campus edition should be 10 years old.
Right.
Yeah. Or something like that.
I'm guessing, of course, if it's run for a decade, it's already a successful program.
Yes, it is a success, and we have a myriad of people who just come out there, and do great things. And
definitely. Right. Now, so the interesting bit that has happened the past week was the will of one Chris Kiru. Yes. Yeah, that has been quite a conversation.
Yeah.
And, when people are looking at the figures, how they are distributed, they realize that he had very little cash and then he had a lot of investments. So, and the thing that shows out of that is that clearly saving is not something that will get me out of this cycle of needing to get more money. Which means they should go towards investment rather than saving, right? So how does one get started from the very from ground zero to invest? How does one get started? You'll say when someone walks in straight into Centromere and they just want to get started, they have no clue. How is the process from scratch?
All right, good. I like how you mentioned that the late Chris Kirubi, rest in peace. He had savings, but also he had investments.
Right.
So he had savings.
Yes.
So I'd like to say that savings is one of the things that you do first in order to take care of your personal finances, right? Before you even go to investments, start with saving.
You have to save first.
Save first, right?
Okay.
I know you might be thinking, why should I just put my money there and it's not growing? First of all, why we save for a goal, right? You save for a reason. So don't just save for the sake of saving. Save for a goal, save for a purpose. And then we also save for emergencies, right?
Right.
Great. So even before you go to investments, where will you get this money to invest, Richard? Not unless you're given, a handshake, right?
Right.
But for some of us, for the majority of us, we have to, for those of us who
get
are...
it from work.
Yeah, you're either depending on your salary or income from a business or pocket money from your folks if you're in uni. You will have to save first, and then now you will have enough to now go invest.
How do you know when to stop now? That's usually
to stop what?
When to stop saving.
When to stop saving?
I've saved enough now. Let's go invest.
Again, you're saving for a goal. So there's something that you're saving towards.
Okay.
So if you're saving towards an investment, and this investment costs 5,000, so you just save until you get your 5,000. Now you can go and invest that 5,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is there a way of determining whether an investment is? I'm sure there's a lot of those people who come through with the investment ideas and strategies. Is there a way to tell which one is wise, which one is sound, which one won't work after a certain period, which one will?
Definitely, you can tell if an investment is good or bad, right? So, especially here in Kenya, if you want to go into an investment, first things first, you have to match your investment to your goal, to what you want to achieve, so that you know where to invest, right? So let me ask you, Richard, what's your goal? What's one goal you have this year financially?
Financially?
Yes.
All right, that I did not expect. What a goal I have financially,
yes.
by the way, is to. I think it was to save more initially. Trade, yeah, definitely. I'm going actually to trade here live on TV and show my progress. So that's some of the things that I want to do. I want to invest in stock.
Stock.
Yes.
All right, great. Let me put you on the spot again. Why have you identified stocks?
All right. Why have I identified stock? Because I have actually been studying it for quite some time. Two, I think I have resources around me in terms of people who have tried it before, and I'll have a little guidance on how exactly to go around it.
All right, great. So now, Richard, first things first. Whenever you want to get to an investment, make sure that your goal is the one telling you invest here, right? Great. Now, for example, you said you want to invest in stocks. How do you make money from stocks?
You trade stocks.
Yes. So how do you make money from stocks?
You get profit from the stocks that you trade.
So, okay, trading is buying, selling.
Yes.
So you buy low
And then you sell when it's
sell high.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Simple as that. That's how you make money from stocks. Another way you make money from stocks.
Another way you make money from stocks. Having a company that has stocks.
Right. Another way you make money from stocks is dividends.
All right. Yes. Right? That are given out by the companies. Of course.
Yes.
Right.
So if the company is profitable, it declares dividends. And now, depending on the shares you have, you allocated some dividends. So some part of the profit that the company has made goes out to the shareholders. So that's how you make money in stocks. You sell your stocks. So you buy low. So maybe I buy a stock at 5 shillings and then I sell at 10 shillings. So buy low, sell high. That's how you make money, number one. Number two is through dividends. Right? Great. Now, at least now you know how you make money in stocks. So now let me ask you a question. How do you lose money in stocks?
You buy when it's high and you sell when it's low, right?
Great. So now, have we had such a situation where people have bought stocks when they are high and they've sold when they're low?
Have we?
Have we had such a case scenario where people buy stocks when they're high and they sell when they're low?
Yeah.
Right.
True, definitely. When you see it's tanking way more than you expected.
Yes, so you say, hey, Apple.
Wacha nishukishe hapo.
Yes, shukishe hapo. So, I know I've put you on the spot.
Go on. This is a very good change to to my show. I'm starting to break a sweat.
The thing is, there is a formula or there is a way that you can choose which stocks to invest in and which ones not to. All right? Yes.
Tell us then.
So, whenever you're thinking of stocks, and maybe for people who don't know what stocks are, let's take it from the top. A stock is part, or a share is just part ownership of a company. All right? So let's say this room is our company, right? And we can say that the chairs are the stocks or the shares.
Right.
So it's just part ownership of a company. So we can have a company owned by many people, and they're called the shareholders. Right? Great. Now, and these companies are the ones, especially the ones that trade in the NSE, they are publicly listed companies. Right? So they trade on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. All right? Great. And we have we have a few actually trading every day from Monday to Friday on the NSE. All right? So now, the big question becomes, which stock do I choose? Right? Because there are quite a few companies. So which one do you choose? And I'd like to say this. You choose a stock depending on exactly what you want to achieve. You remember the goal that you want to achieve. So first of all, if you want to get dividends, right? And remember, dividends is one of the ways that you make money through stocks. You look at a company that gives out dividends each and every time it has a profit, right? So first of all, you have to buy stocks in a profitable company, right?
Definitely.
So that when they announce the profits,
you're in there.
You get the dividends.
Yeah.
Right? So now, how do you know companies that announce dividends, that give dividends? Simple. The companies that you hear, announcing a lot of profit, those are companies that will give out dividends.
Right.
And then also there are how you will know that a company might not give dividends. You might see something called a profit warning. And I don't know if you've seen that. And quite recently there were a few companies that announced that profit warning. So that's just going to tell the investors, hapa kidogo
kutakuwa kubaya.
Kidogo hatutapata zile profits tulikuwa tuna expect. You get? So you're like, okay, so this means that this company may not give dividends that year.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because they didn't get the profits that they were expecting. Yeah. Right, so that's number one. So because you said dividends, that's how you make money. So you look at a company that gives dividends depending on the profits it has earned. So definitely you have to choose a company that is making profits. And we all know companies that are making profits.
We know them, yes. Definitely. They're spread back here on the business daily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So that's number one. Number two way of looking at what kind of stock to invest in is you ask yourself, this company that I want to invest in, how does it make its money? Right? What product or what service or what good does it sell? Right? And then you ask yourself, this product that this company sells, is it going to be needed further down the line, 10 years, will we still be using this product or this service from this company? So that now, if your answer is yes, then that is one good indicator that you can buy shares in that company, right? So just think about it. The product or the service, and in short, how the company makes money. It sells this or it provides this kind of service. So ask yourself, this service or good, is it going to be necessary 10 years? Will people still be buying it 10 years down the line?
So that, which means I'll be making profits even way into the future.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm understanding from this conversation that we've had on stock is that you have to do research.
My guy, you see how many papers you have here?
Yes.
For anyone who wants to invest, anyone who wants to grow in their personal finances, you have to invest in knowledge. Yeah, you have to invest in information.
Right. Information
on how which companies are doing good, and that's why you have papers there. Yeah.
So some of the investment opportunities that you might that are there when you're having your campus edition at Centromere. I'm sure stock investment. Yeah,
we talk about stocks. We have a 3-hour class where we talk about stocks. We talk about treasury bills, treasury bonds, all these types of investments. We talk about money market funds. All these investments we talk about.
Right. Yeah. So what other investment options?
So again, remember, you have to match where you're investing to now what to invest in. Your goal, that is. So we have the best way to look at investments is what do you want to get at the end of it, right? And you remember I asked you this when we were starting. So we have identified 3 goals that should be guiding you towards choosing the right kind of investment for you, right?
True.
So the number 1 goal that we have is capital preservation. Capital preservation in layman's term is saving, right?
Right.
So in short, I'm putting 10,000 here, and tomorrow when I come, I want my 10,000 there
back,
right? As in it has preserved the capital, right? So that's number 1 goal of investing. Number 2 is income. Like I'm putting my 10,000 here, but by the time I remove this 10,000, I want it to have given me some income in between, some money in between. I want it to pay me in between, right? And then the other one is growth. So I am putting my 10,000 here. When I come tomorrow, I want 20,000. You get?
Right.
So there is capital preservation, which is I want to put my money
here. Just want my money to be there.
Yeah, so that it's safe. There. Right. Yeah. And I know you might be asking, why do I want that? Why do I just want my money to be safe? Why don't I want it to grow? It's because you should assign money, different characteristics. Sio pesa yote ya kuinvest, right? Not all money you should invest, I think, right? For example, are we going to invest money that we are going to be using on our daily basis? Kama ya chakula hivi.
Nope. Pesa ya rent, wezi sema some buy stocks.
Wezi buy stocks na pesa ya rent. Hizo stocks zinazenda chini, landlord is there on your neck. Unacheki?
Right.
So, there are things that we need to do.
So you have to assign characteristics to money.
Hii pesa sitaki take risk. This money I need it there tomorrow for rent, for transport, for food, right? So I'm going to put it where? In somewhere that preserves my capital. Are you together?
I get it now.
Like a savings account, sindio?
Right.
Ila utaweka kwa savings account leo ndio utaipata kesho. Sindio? Yes, so that's number 1. So si pesa yote una invest. But ukipewa school fees unasema acha ni invest kidogo. So unaona, so there is money that you
invest and there's money that you don't.
Yes.
Right.
So that's number 1, capital preservation. That to identify any why, right? Like for rent, for food, for transport, right? Money for sustenance. You can't risk with that money because with investments, there's also that aspect of risk, right? So you don't want to risk your food money or your rent money. Yes.
Right. So are there ways to mitigate risk before we come back to Centromere? Are there ways that are solid that people can use to mitigate most of the risks on the major investment opportunities?
With investments, there is always the aspect of risk. And we say the higher the risk, the higher the
reward.
The possibility of reward. So the reward is not always guaranteed, right? So the higher the risk, the higher the possibility of reward, right? So the reward is is never guaranteed. And you asked, are there ways that we can look at investments and say, hey, that one, no, yes. An investment that is guaranteeing you returns, as in guaranteeing you.
That one is okay.
Think twice. That is guaranteeing
it
you,
isn't.
as in
I thought that, and I thought you understand unafaa kuendea kabisa.
As,
Like,
my thing is,
put in money, get back for sure.
But if they are promising you a high return, think twice.
Okay.
Okay? Because there's always that aspect of risk. So the higher the return that you're being promised,
the higher the risk that.
Yeah, the higher the probability also that you might not get this return.
Okay.
All right?
Makes sense.
Yes. So you always have to look at risk, right? And then also something else that guys should look out for when investing is the regulation, right? So whenever you're choosing an investment vehicle, either you want to preserve your capital, to get income, or to grow your capital, you have to identify that investment and then ask yourself, is this investment regulated? So that kikiumana, you know, if things don't go so well,
unaweza chomoka.
Who do I run to?
Okay.
Right? Are these people who are managing my money or growing my money, are they being controlled? Are they being, not controlled? Are they being regulated? Yeah. Are they doing things according to the law? Right? Yes.
Yeah, because they might dash with your money, which has happened a lot.
So which has happened, yeah. And so whichever investment you're looking into, just make sure that it is regulated by a certain body, right?
All right.
Like for example, if you want to talk about shares, you'll get that. For you to buy shares, you'll have to go through a stockbroker, right?
Yeah.
And this stockbroker is regulated by the Capital Markets Authority, right? Yes. So you can say shares, they have a regulatory body. Yeah. And then also there are things like, if you want to invest in treasury bills, treasury bonds, they're regulated by the central bank.
It's already by the government.
Yes. So you see, it's regulated, right? If you want to put your money in a bank, the bank is regulated by central bank also. Right? If you want to put your money in a SACCO, make sure that SACCO is regulated by SACCOs and Societies Regulatory Authority. You get. If it's an insurance that you want to maybe protect your money, you want to protect yourself, either medical or life insurance, make sure that that insurance company is regulated by Insurance Regulatory Authority. So regulation is also one thing that you should make sure is there before investing.
Before invest.
Yes.
That is a very key point that I haven't had here before. Regulation. Make sure that you check wherever you're investing. They have regulations. Wacha kutupa pesa ovyo, especially because now we are we are in a situation where people are trying to make money in all means possible. Centromere is regulated, of course.
Yes, we are a trading company, so we are regulated by NITA, National Industrial Training Authority.
What do you trade?
We are training, not trading.
Training.
We don't trade.
Oh, I had trading company.
No, we are a training company.
Okay,
Yeah.
training
so we
company.
train on wealth creation, and we're regulated by NITA.
Right. I had asked a question earlier. When someone walks in from empty, now there's a student who's heard about the Centromere Campus Edition, and now they walk in. What is how do you now integrate them into investment and training? So
again, the Centromere Campus Edition program is a program that has 5 modules, right? So you come to class 5 weeks, right? Once a week, every Saturday in the morning from 9 to 12, right? And with the 5 modules, you have module 1, which is personal finance management, right? So we just take you through how you can take care of your personal finances, because we believe also you can't start investing if you haven't taken care of home first, right? Like you don't know your expenses, you don't know how much you spend every day. Do you know how much you spend every day?
Not really.
You see, so we start there. Right? Just know where each and every coin, each and every cent goes, right? So we start also planning for your money, having a budget, right? So we start with that, and then we also talk about your net worth. You know your net worth, Richard?
How do I calculate that?
Yes, so you see, you are a great candidate for Centromere Campus Edition.
All right.
So when you come to class, we teach you all this, right? So that's the number 1 lesson, right? And it takes 3 hours. Right, now after that, after you've taken care of you and your money, you know where your money comes from, where your money goes, you know what your net worth is, yeah? Now we go to the next class, which is time value of money and debt. Now time value of money and debt is simply a class that shows you what to do in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve in future, right? There's this thing called inflation, and we cannot escape inflation in this our life, right? And inflation is just the rise in in prices of goods and services,
right?
So for us to be able to overcome inflation, what do we need to do? Also, we need to plan how much will our lifestyles cost us in the future. Do you know how much your lifestyle will cost you in the future?
No, I can't tell that.
So when you come to the Centromere Campus Edition
you'll be able
class,
to know that.
we teach you how much your lifestyle will cost in the future.
So that you can be ready for that.
Yeah, so that you're ready for it, right? And then we also talk about debt. Richard,
I have debt, yes.
You have debt. What type of debt?
Yes, I do have debt. I have debt with individuals.
Individuals.
Yes.
Now, I hope that debt was good debt. So with debt, there's good debt and there's bad debt.
Okay.
So good debt is the debt that you take for advancement, for investments. Unajua, you're taking the debt to grow yourself. Bad debt is the one for consumer debt.
Sherehe.
Ile ya sherehe, ile unachukua deni hapa unaenda kubai nyama, ama unachukua deni unabai kiatu. Sasa hiyo ni bad debt. So you come to class, we also teach you the difference between good debt and bad debt.
Right.
And then also, if you're in debt, we come up with a debt repayment plan for you. Maybe there are people who have multiple debts, right? So we just show you how you can take care of these multiple debts so that at the end of the day, you are able to take care of them without straining financially. Right?
How much does it cost to be in this program?
How much it costs? It costs 15,000, right? And the fee is payable in installments, right?
Okay.
So you don't have to come with it, all of it, pamoja. Unaweza kuja tulipe na installments.
Right.
All right. So those are just 2 classes. Now the third class is what you're talking about here, savings and investment. So we start with saving, and I'm the one who teaches these classes on saving and investment.
Okay.
And the first thing that I tell people when they come to this class is when you're saving, you should have at least 2 bank accounts, right?
Okay.
Because you can't save and invest with
the same account,
with just one account that you're using to do everything else, right? So I've given you a tip. Have at least 2 bank accounts, right? One to be putting your savings, and then one for your money.
I'll take note of that, especially.
Yeah, one for money that you're using on a daily basis. So in short, have a savings account and have a current account. So that you're able to separate your money. All right? Great. Now, after saving we now go to investments. And we talk about the various types of investments that we've been talking about here. We talk about treasury bills, treasury bonds, government securities, how they work, and how you can get involved in them. We talk about shares. We tell you what to look out for when buying shares, right? We also talk about unit trusts, which is a good investment, especially for young guys like us, yeah. And I'm sure you've heard of something called a money market fund, right? Which is one of the ways that we tell people this is a good place to start investing your money, to start putting your money, right? Great. So that's class number 3, and then we also talk a little bit about the digital or the new investments that are coming up, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, NFTs, and all that. Right?
Now that we are there, before you continue, there's actually a question. People, as you even speak about that, there is a question on a brief explanation into EFTs and NFTs, what are those? These new digital currencies.
Yeah. So we have new digital currencies, which is called cryptocurrency. So ni pesa, it's money, it's currency that is digital, so you can't touch it, you can't see it, but you can have it in your phone wallet. Tuseme ni kama tu M-Pesa. You can see your M-Pesa balance,
but you can't touch that money.
Yes, but you can't touch that money.
Right.
So that's just it, yeah. And then and there are many of them, right? There are very many cryptocurrencies. There are like 1,000 or something, right?
Yeah, plus.
But, yeah,
true.
Plus. But the most common one being Bitcoin, all right?
And Ethereum.
And Ethereum, and the other one, Zcash, Monero, and the rest, right? So that's just it. It's a digital currency.
Right.
That is not, they call it decentralized, right? So it's
not controlled by.
Yes, it's not controlled by any like central bank.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So those are the 5 classes.
So wait.
That's 4.
We're just in class number 3 on investments,
okay.
Right? And then when you talk about all those investments, we now come to class number 4, which is about entrepreneurship. We Kenyans we are known to have side hustles up and pale, right? Even guys in campus, there are those who have identified a niche, and they've started doing things, doing Biashara in campus. So we also have that class on entrepreneurship, right? So we teach you how to look at a business, how to see opportunity, right? And then now how to, serve that opportunity and all, then, make money from it.
Okay.
Because that's what a business is. You see opportunity and you're able to fill in that gap and you make money.
Make money from that.
Yeah, so we talk about entrepreneurship, how you can identify opportunity, some of the things that you can start using, because you also identify when you're starting a business, you need resources, you need capital, right? So when you come to class, you're thinking, oh, I don't have enough money to start the business. But now there are things called non-financial assets, right? So we teach you how you can use your non-financial assets to start the business. Non-financial assets inaweza kwa maybe the things that you can do, maybe your talent.
Right.
Maybe you, being a presenter, Richard, you can start MCing, unajua? And you don't need money per se,
Right.
So you just need your non-financial assets.
As the capital.
Yes, and that's you and how you talk and how you're able to MC a gig, Great. Now that's number 4, entrepreneurship. And then in that same class, we teach you how to come up with a business model canvas, right? So that you can have your business and you can look at it in one page. Unakumbuka kufundishwa business plan?
Yes, ukiwa high school.
Ukiwa high school. So we have a business plan that you can look at it in one page and see, and you're able to see your business in one page, right? Yeah. And then also, when you come to that class, we put you in peer groups, okay? So one good thing about Centromere Campus Edition is that you're not doing it alone, right? And then also, it's called Campus Edition for a reason. So we have guys from KU Upper, guys from Strathmore, guys from USIU, guys from Egerton, and then now because of COVID and, the world being a global village, we're also having students from, Makerere University, guys from the UK, and they all come to this class. So imagine, unakuja class unapata like-minded people, but from different unis.
Right.
So we now put you into groups, and now you can start challenging yourselves.
And also getting to listen to other people.
Yes, listen to other people, and then also we give you a challenge to come up with a business. And then afterwards, you present to us the business, right? Yes. And then the 5th class now, being the class on careers. Because also, as I said, not everyone is inclined to business.
Right, careers are one of those 3 things that you mentioned.
Yeah, so not everyone is inclined to business.
Right.
Kuna wale watu graduate wapate job, right? So that class now teaches you how now are you going to advance in your careers. What are some of the things that you can start doing in campus now, so that also when you graduate, it won't be so hard for you. Utakuwa na hiyo head start, unajua? So probably you'll have a better CV, definitely. Right, a better LinkedIn profile, right, and then we'll teach you, interview tips and tricks,
right?
What to say, what not to say in an interview, how to dress, how not to dress, all these things, how to present yourself shortly,
right?
You get, so it's a wholesome class, yani.
Wow.
Right, and then now after that we have the crowning jewel, which is now a mentorship. Now we get someone who has done the class and who has been able to make something out of themselves, and then now we bring them to the class, and then you see,
come and give their testimonial.
Yeah, come on, sell yeza time nitaweza. So you get, so it's a wholesome class, yani.
Wow.
Right? And now allow me to just plug in an event we are having this Saturday, right? It should be the 5th of February. We are having an event, and it's online, and you can join, right? And see what we have to offer, and we'll be talking about investments particularly.
Is that the webinar I heard about?
Yes, there's a webinar that we are planning called the Centromere Cross Campus Hangout.
Okay.
Right. So we're just inviting guys from different unis.
Where is it going to happen? Physical or
online?
Okay.
Yeah. So even on your phone you can be following. Yes.
How can we get it? The link?
Yeah. So just go to our social media handles: Centromere Campus Edition on Instagram, Centromere on Facebook, Centromere Campus Edition again on Facebook, or you can just check out our website www.centromere.com, and you'll find all the information there. So this event on the 5th, we're going to have guys from the Kenyan Wall Street.
Right.
So they're going to give us insights about investments, right? And then also they have developed a new app called Hisa, where you can trade stocks.
The Hisa app, yes. I saw it.
So our set for now Sato,
kweli,
so
kweli.
If you especially for someone like you who wants to trade stocks, these guys are now coming to teach us how you can trade stocks zamaju through the app.
Kweli.
So,
Definitely make sure that you're checking out for that one.
Yes, so Centromere Campus Edition, big things we are doing, Bana, right?
Kweli.
And then in preparation for the class that is coming on the 14th, no, not 14th, 19th of February. That's when the class starts. That's now module 1. And then now we go for 5
So
weeks.
are you finished with enrolling in the intake for the next?
No. We are still taking guys, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, so intake is still ongoing, guys. Register now. Talk to Esther at centromere.com. And you can reach out to her and she can give you more details on how to register for the event and also for the program.
Esther at centromere.com.
Yes.
Shout out Esther, wherever you are at this very moment, receiving those emails. Asante sana for having that conversation with us. You know, it's interesting that we only spoke about the campus edition only.
Yeah.
Just that part of the Centromere, and we've lasted here 30 plus minutes.
As in,
there's a lot.
Tunaweza kaa hapa the whole day.
Tukiongelea investment.
Talking investments, talking personal finance, talking business,
Right.
talking careers. Yeah, as in,
Yeah.
call me tomorrow.
Definitely, and that's what I was going to say. I hope that you can come back here again so we can go through some of those.
Again, Richard, this is my second time here.
Right.
Call me again.
Yeah, at least we are privileged to get those a few lessons from you here.
But now, before we wrap up the show, I'd like to leave guys with one or two things that they can start doing now
Definitely.
to be better at their personal finances. So the first thing that we always advise you to do is to pay yourself first by saving first. Yeah. So each and every time you get some money, don't spend that money. Save that money and then spend what is left after saving. Right. And money speaks one language. It says, "Save me today, I will save you tomorrow." All right.
Interesting.
So that's the first thing that guys should always do. Yeah. Pay yourself first by saving and then later on investing. All right.
Okay.
And then number 2 things that guys can start doing now to take care of their personal finances is just to track your spending. So each and every time you spend some money, each and every time money leaves your pocket, your M-Pesa, your wallet, your bank account, note it down. Right, so that I've spent this on this, I've spent this on this, right? So track your expenses. Each and every cent, each and every shilling you spend, just make sure that you have a note, not a mental note, uandike chini, 50 bob fare, so lunch, get. And then at the end of the day, you do a tally and then you see, I was able to spend this much.
All right.
And then, other than that, guys can now start planning for their money. And I always say, if you, Richard, don't have a plan for your money, someone else will have a plan for your money. Right?
Right.
And how you can have a plan for your money is just simply budgeting.
Okay.
Right?
All
So
right.
budget and you'll be good.
Track your spending, pay yourself, save, because if you save money, it will save you.
Yes.
And also, what was the last one? That someone else will have a plan for your money.
Plan for your money or someone else will plan for it.
All right. Thank you
Yes.
very much, Michael from
Thank you.
Centromere. Make sure that you're checking out that webinar that is happening on 5th.
Yes.
And then as well, reach out to them, Esther at centromere.com, to get that information on how to enroll for the next class, which will be beginning on the 19th of February of this year. Definitely check them out as well all over social media platforms, especially for guys who are 17 to 24 years. You're told you're eligible for that campus edition of the Centromere program. Make sure that those 5 classes, I will definitely find some time in my year to ensure that I get
enroll for this intake.
Yes, I'll see my schedule of work.
Enroll for this
Oh, it's Saturday.
It's Saturday morning,
right?
Richard. Man.
Yeah, wacha niache my excuses hii mwaka. All right. As well, remember we're coming back with an interesting conversation with guys who have started our very own Africa Consolidated Market, where you can get to exchange, to trade, and also to see a lot of things that they're trading there, including digital currencies. So I'll be speaking to the CEOs live from South Africa. We'll be live here on Biashara Tuesday in just a short while. Remember to text us and tweet us and ask us all the questions that you have, and we'll be forwarding them to him. But remember to have a conversation on investment, saving, and where to spend your money wisely, and also to track your finances. If your money does not solve the problems you have, don't eat that money. Save that money. And then you will use it on other investments. See you in a short while. This is still Biashara Tuesday.